Okay, good night, good night. This is day 27 for me, and this is my Fortitude through Stoicism journey. You can probably tell by the look of me and the sound of me that I'm tired, and this is part of the disciplines, right? This was an off day for me. I'm home in my beautiful city of Tampa, and I had an amazing day full of events, and here I am tired. And when I do my home, I do my reflection at the end of the day. And we fell asleep when we got back from all the parks and all the excitement, and I jumped out of bed, realized I didn't do my Stoic study time. And so this is being done at the end of my day, and you can see how tired I am. So we're gonna get right into it because it's the discipline. No matter what the work gets done, it may not be pretty, but that is the discipline. So from Epictetus, and this is, again, Ryan Holiday's Daily Stoic, Day 27, January 27th, the 3 areas of training. There are 3 areas in which a person who would be wise and good must be trained. The first has to do with desires and aversions, that a person may never miss the mark in desires nor fall into what repels them. The second has to do with impulses, to act or not to act. And more broadly with duty, that a person must act deliberately for good reasons and not carelessly. The third has to do with freedom from deceptions and composure, and the whole area of judgment. The assent our mind gives to its perceptions. Of these areas, the chief and most important is the first, which has to do with the passions. For strong emotions arise only when we fail in our desires and aversions. Man, there's a lot going on with this one today. So I'm going to stay right in the lane today. So today we're going to focus on 3 areas of training that Epictetus laid out for us. The first, we must consider what we should desire and what we should be adverse to. Wow, this is where judgment comes in, right? So you can think, oh man, big bowl of ice cream sounds great to me, right? It's a good desire. But really, is that moderation? Is that in alignment with Stoic principle is to indulge, right? So why should we want? Why what we want is good and avoid what is bad? It's not enough to just listen to our body, because our attractions often lead us astray. That's where we need that critical thought, right? Because if we just went into our emotions, like, oh, this makes me feel good, right? Eating all this ice cream, we're doing all this makes me feel good. But really, when we rely on our judgment, critical thinking, is it good? And then we need the discipline to act on that. Next, we must examine our impulses to act, our motivations. Are we doing the things that are right for the right reason? Or do we act because we haven't stopped to think about it? Pause and reflect, right? Finally, there is our judgment. Our ability to see things clearly and properly comes when we use our greatest gift. Greatest gift is reason, thought, logic, balance, judgment, justice. There are 3 distinct areas of training, but in practice they are inextricably intertwined. Our judgments affect what are our desires affect how we act, just as our judgment determines how we live, how we act. Tired, guys. Tired. There's a lot here, right? So I'm going to leave it with this. I'm going to nice and short tonight. When we are motivated to do something that we desire strongly is when we most pause the hardest and reflect, is this right? Is this just? Is this good? This is always the question. This is the one we struggle with, and this is the one where I pause as a Stoic and really give a lot of reflection. I don't know how one would possibly get through life without journaling and really being a student of life. We live in such an amazing time. That we have access to all of the works of the most brilliant minds that have ever lived. It's truly a blessing. And yet some people choose to have their dopamine fixed by watching somebody shake their ass on TikTok. I'll never get it. But all I can do is not under my control. All I can control is what I do with my time. And that is be a student, a lifetime learner. So guys, good night. This was day 27 for me. I know I didn't bring my A game today, but again, some days you just have to show up and put in the work. And today was one of those days I didn't hit out the home run, but I got the work done. And that's a lesson, right? So guys, I appreciate you tuning in if you are. And again, you see the struggle, you see the eyes, right? You hear it, but we get it done. And that's the discipline. Good night.